be. Here's where we're supposed to be. So what I need to do is I need to find a quality shirt, number one. Then I need to find a place that will make them to order. Means if I don't get any orders, then I don't have to make 100 to start with. You know, I can make them to order, which then would slow down production because it's like people would say, okay, we're going to order them. They would order them, and then because they're being made to order, then they have to be, and there's going to be a little bit of time before you guys get them. Yeah, I need to get all that worked out, and I haven't had time to do that. I mean, even this weekend, I had so many things that I'd put off around the house that needed to be done that I didn't get a chance to work on much for the show other than the dad jokes, because we're going to run out of dad jokes tomorrow. You know, halfway through tomorrow, we will be out of jokes. So, you know, another thing I want to do is be able to make cups with it on there too. You know, then I promised Wilmer, I go, look, when I start doing that, that he will get a percentage as well, because I think he did a really good job on the logo. It wasn't something that I asked for or anything. He just did it because he thought it would be cool, you know, and he didn't even expect me to use it on the show. And then I'm like, you know, this is awesome. I'm going to use it on the show. And then I told him that I would give him a percentage of any profits that we get that has it on it. So yeah, a print on demand service. It's a very cool logo. He did an awesome job, you know, and it was originally a t-shirt that he gave me with it on it that he gave me for Christmas. I think it's amazing. The original t-shirt says established in 1961, because that's the year I was born. I could probably see if I can find the shirt. I think it's in, because we did wear the shirt at one point. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, not that. Add an image here. Okay, let's go here and then go to our shirt directory. And I'll show you the original shirt. It was pretty cool. Sure, it's used because it's the ones that we've used here. Okay. Ah, there it is. This was the original shirt, and not that it wasn't that big, but you kind of get the idea. And I wore the shirt on the show. I just really liked it. It was Your Joy, established in 1961, which was the year I was born. And then my anagram name on the top, my real name on the bottom. So yeah, so that was the logo that he made for me for Christmas. I thought it was pretty cool. See, all the same thing. Yeah, mugs would be way easier because you only have one size, yeah. But then there's also having time to do the shipping and handling and all that other stuff and make them cost effective. But I could probably order 100 mugs and go from there. But the trick is getting the cost right so that it's not so expensive that it's cost prohibited. Stickers and coffee mugs. Well, because I have another piece of art that I want to turn into a sticker for my car. Because I was given a Father's Day card by one of Frigg's daughters. And she drew a thing in it that I thought was hilarious. That, let me see. I don't want to. So I want to make that into a thing for the back of the car because I thought that's hilarious. That's me in the ponytails, by the way, because that's what we use for our dad joke section. But yeah. So she drew that. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, because I could probably, I don't know, get a vinyl cutter maybe. I don't know. Yeah, her artwork's pretty good. She's a pretty good artist. Can't put her to work though. She's underage. But I thought about the little thing that people have on the back of their cars where they have the white vinyl stickers of the family. And I thought I could put that on there. That and her cat, because she has a cat. Okay, we are in zombie mode, waiting for this. Let me load some stuff up while we're doing this. Because what I was looking for, because I didn't get time to work on the game stuff over the weekend, I have not been able to find. Here's what happened. My network system completely took a shit on Saturday morning. And everything went down. Everything. And so I had to rebuild my NAS systems. I had to rebuild everything. And in so doing, it looks like I've lost some things. So like all of the code that was that I was working for the inventory, it's still in the game, but all my notes and stuff for it are gone. So that's kind of a pain. Let's pause that. So yeah, so all my notes, everything that I built everything from, all that stuff is gone. So I have to redo it all. And it sucks. Because that's a lot of work. Because sometimes technology fails you. And in so doing, you have to regroup and start over. You know, I think I need the break next week. Because we're going camping for 4th of July. So I'm going to be out, I believe, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. Maybe Tuesday. I'm waiting to find out. I have to talk to Frigg about it and see. But we will figure it out. But I think I got everything rebuilt. And basically what I think it is there was no reason for it to die. So I think someone tried to get into it from the outside world and it locked everything out. So in locking everything out, it even locked me out. So re-getting access and control took hours to get it to reset. All right, let's take this down. Let's take this up. Not that one. Why is that? It's not even, that's not even supposed to be in the directory. Okay, there we are. Looking at the wrong thing. So what we're going to do is this is our new version, and there is nothing in it. We had talked about this last week. We do have a single room. We do have a single script, which is empty. So if I even went to the sprite, it's this sprite, it's empty. You know, so And then I don't think we put any sprites in. Oh, we did apparently. Oh no, these are the, because I did a, when I did a new project, it said, okay, let me put it, it puts all the basics in. And I'm like, cool. So we'll be stripping all the basics that it put in here out, but we will be eventually building stuff up with our sprites. So I had started going in and, let me see if I can get this working here, and collecting the sprites for our version. So let me see, where did I put it? Our game. All right. Raw art. Okay, let me bring this window up. Okay, now I can turn this one on and... Okay, so I started building this directory. And what I thought I would do is this, is let's like start collecting all of our items. So this is like a hat for the hat quest. I'm pretty sure I may have showed you guys this yesterday or on Friday. I don't remember. It was one of those days. So we're going to start doing that, collecting the NPCs, you know, so we're going to put all them in. But it gives me the directory for everything. I also save the PSDs for everything so that we can do that. I'm going to replace the cat in the hat with this guy here, so that now when we find the hat, it puts his hat on. You know, but it's all still temp stuff. You know, then our items, right now just the hat is in there. You see the hat. But, and then here's all of our fountain parts. So we have all of our altars. This way we can set up those rooms that we had talked about in this. And then some animations. This is the fountain animations for the pieces. The different images for the base. I haven't put the base in there, but the pieces. So these are the pieces that we pick up. And then these are the frames for the fountain. This is for the animation of the fountain. Yeah, so we'll be able to put all that stuff in. So what I'm doing is I'm gathering all the stuff that we need for the base of this so that we can just build it out. You know, I still need to get all of our sprites and put them in here so that we can use them as different sizes. But yeah, I think if, well, pretty sure I had the base in the PSDs. No, I didn't. But here's all of our altars. And the fountain will be replaced with the things. I had a friend trying to show me how to push some of the 3D designs on PowerShell. It turns out it pointed to the wrong branch and overwrit 3 months of design I made. Yeah, I hate when that happens. That's why I try to keep backups all the time. But you have to be careful with backups because they have to run when you're not working on things, because sometimes if you're working on a file, it'll save the file, but if you save over the file in the middle of it saving that file, then it corrupts the file. And that's not fun. That was a hard one when I lost a lot of my setup in GameMaker Studio. Now we have the latest version of GameMaker Studio, but I'm not sure. Let's see, which version do we have? Oh, it doesn't say, does it? Oh, revision 161. Oh. So we have revision 161. Which I'm hoping is the latest one. we can check for updates, but every time you do that, then it has to verify the server and do all that kind of stuff. So let's see if there's not. Nope. No new versions were found. ID is up to date. Okay. But here's where your problem is when you're doing things is sometimes you have to stop accepting updates for your software, for your engine, because it's going to break other things. So sometimes you have to say, no, my version from now on will only be using 161. That kind of thing, because that's the thing that that is going to save you a lot of pain later. No, finish it with one build, then worry about updates. Other than that, you'll be updating all the time, and there'll be a lot of mismatched code that is going to cause you a lot of trouble, and you're not going to dig it at all. You're not going to like even it a little bit. Okay, so let's go to our build. Because what I'm going to need to do, let's go to 12. Yeah, this is the one. Don't save the changes to this. Okay, so here's what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to go to our work window, and we're going to have to grab some things. So what I want to do is grab all the inventory stuff. So like this is cool too, but I really actually like this animation. It was actually pretty cool. I'm glad I made it. So that's our fountain when it's done. Let's go up here. Oh, object manager. Object item manager. This is our manager that manages our inventory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Windows or Notepad++ up. And because I don't know what happened to the one I was working on, I'm going to copy all the pieces of this into here so that I can copy it into the new build, so we can get that going. So go here and copy, put it in here, go back up to the top and put, we want this to be our object manager. I want to make sure all my naming conventions are right here. Object item manager. Let's put this in, because what I want to do is have our item manager be the first thing that we put into our game, so that we know it works before we start plugging things in. That way, when we start plugging other things in, then it can then we can better track the bugs that it creates. Pull this up. Okay, so that's that section. Next section will be cleanup. Sorry, I'm going down to the bottom here. Okay. I'm sure there's another way to do this. It's cleaner. The thing that I was hoping for was that Game Maker Studio would allow you to just go in and grab a section of a save, similar to what After Effects does. Because you can go in and grab just parts of an After Effects file from another After Effects file. You don't have to bring the whole After Effects file in. And Game Maker Studio doesn't seem to do that. So it looks like everything you do, you have to start from the beginning on, and that sucks. So what I'm doing is, let me move this over there, move this over here. I'm going to grab the window I'm working on. this one. I'll put that on the screen. Oh, not that. We talked about that. We want this one. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the code from our game maker stuff and copying it over to here. So right now this is Object Item Manager. This is the create for it. And then this is all the code for that create. Now the next one I'm going to do is the cleanup. And they just go back to here and go to cleanup. And then just copy these into into our notepad, so that we can just go and basically copy them into the other game, because it's just silly. And we need the step. Like I said, I don't understand why they don't have an easy way to do this, to where you don't have to do it like this. This is just silly to me. Unless there's something I'm missing that I haven't seen. If you guys know of something that you can just go and say, okay, I want this script, this script, this script copied into the new one. It would also be great if you could have two game makers open and then just drag and drop it onto the other one. But yeah, this one should be our draw. And then our draw GUI, step, cleanup, draw GUI. Okay. Draw GUI is massive. All right. So this is just the one script we need. There's so much more that we need to do this with. This is a script. This is not. We also have to think about all the sprites and stuff that we're going to need. So we'll have to go back and do that. I also want the script called inventory. This one, yes, I believe this is the one that we want. So come back down here. I'm putting doubles on there so that we know that it's a new script. Not the same one as, not the other one. Okay, yeah, it's just the script. So there's that. And there's others we're gonna grab too, but we'll get to them. Open this up a little bit more. Close this side up a little more. I think this is the old one. Yeah, this is the old one. That's another thing, is we have to cut out the old ones. One of the reasons why we're even doing this is so that we can get over to the other side. But yeah. Okay, let's load our new one up, which is our RPG starter pack. Okay, what was that? Oh, thank you for the raid with 4 viewers. Muda Sheep, thank you very much for the raid. Do appreciate it. Little shout out for you.
Any Norm says, hydration reminder everyone. And welcome to the Raiders.
Please everybody go and check out Muda Sheep. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is a really bizarre way to have to copy things between projects, but I couldn't find another way to do it. So I'd like to be able to, like I said, just be able to open them side by side and drag things over, but it doesn't seem to like that because it will not let me load up two projects at the same time. Maybe I'm just missing it. Thanks for the shout out. What are you working on? I'm just working on moving some of our code from one Game Maker Studio project to another. Unfortunately, doing it by hand, but oh well. I forgot to check one thing here. Give me just a second. Go back to our other build. Do not save changes. Go back to here. We'll need that eventually. I will need him eventually, but here's our inventory. Runner frame. Okay, we got all those. Where did I put? Once again, that spacebar thing drives me absolutely bonkers. Okay, so this is an object. Make sure I have the name right. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the shout out of it. Oh, like a port to a new version of game. Yes, pretty much that is. I want to. I don't want to take everything from our original Game Maker project because we have a lot of spaghetti code in there because I'm just learning Game Maker and I did a lot of tutorials from different eras, lack of a way to put it, and some of it's not compatible with each other. So I'm stripping it down to just the things that we need, and not being able to just copy and paste things over to a new build is kind of a pain. Let's see, object. Let's create a new object. Name it object item manager. And we add create. Grab our create code from over here. Yeah, just to me, it would be a lot easier if there was just a way to go and pick it all, but oh well, it's what it is. And then we need to add a, I think the next one's a step, right? Oh, cleanup. We have a cleanup. So cleanup. And that code is just one line, so yep. We will need to set the global font at some point as well. Next we have the step. Just a basic step, it's not a... There's our step, and then we need a draw GUI. Okay, and then our draw GUI code. Oops. I think I grabbed some of the other code. I did. This is why we put that in there. Welcome, Zambies. There's our draw, so now that's in there. Now we need a new script. Create. new script. And we're going to call it inventory. I believe that's all we called it, was just inventory, but I can go back and change it if I have to later. So it's all good. And then we'll copy this function into that. So there's the first part of it. So we have something in here now. It's not runnable yet, but because it's going to confuse the living hell of it. And we do have to remove all the things that were in this starter project that they gave us. So let's delete that. Turn all these off. And then we'll start loading up our projects into it, or our pieces into it. And then we can probably, hopefully by end of the week, we'll have this whole system over here working. So, but that's our first two scripts, getting them in there. It's just that seemed to me like a real crappy way to do it. I would assume that they would have a better utility tool for it. Let me save this and I'm going to try something because I saw something up here I didn't see before. So we look under tools. Import local package. What does that just import? Can I pick and choose? Let's see, the shell 51 builds.
Brains.
No, I don't think it'd be a build. We need the saves. Yeah, we need the saves. What is our directory for the saves? Because if I just basically, because I don't know enough about Game Maker Studio, that I just was just talking out of my ass over the whole thing, that's gonna suck. What I'm looking for is we want Toby version, okay. Toby version underscore 01 0.12. Okay, where are you located, buddy boy? 12A? No, 12. Open file location. Open location. Okay, yeah, it is in builds. But then why didn't it come up? Import local file. Yeah, it's in this directory, but we're looking for. Okay, yeah, that's not going to let me just import something. We save this, we save this. Let's open this back up. Okay, we're going to save it. Save as. Okay, so it's there. It's in there. Not where it said it was. Okay, let's go back to our other one. Let's try this tool. See if this is what I should have been looking for in the first place, because I didn't see it before. And we'll pull 12. This is the one that we're using right now. Okay. There's no file name in it. Yeah, see, so I don't think this is going to do what I want it to do either. There's our fonts, our objects, yeah. Options. Where's our saves? Scripts. File sets. Yeah, there's no file here. What we'd have to do is maybe go. Let's say test room. Will it let us do that? Oh. Yeah, so I don't know what this import's supposed to do, because it doesn't do what I want it to do, which is pull a project, give me a list of everything in that project so I can pick things that I want imported from that project. But it didn't seem to do that. Yeah, once this works, because what we're basically doing is we have spaghetti code in our original build because I didn't know how to use GameMaker and I did a lot of tutorials that were, some of them were 8 years old, 4, 6, 9 years, etc. Putting them all together, a lot of things are not working now, and I think it's because the code is a mess. So we're pulling back to put in our UI, our inventory, all that stuff into a build and make it work. And then once it's working, then we'll start building our game on top of that so that we have a nice foundation for it. I think that's the smarter way to go now that I know a little bit more about coding in GameMaker, even though it has some real a project tool. Source, destination, project format. No, that's something else. I think that's so multiple people can work on the same project. Package manager. Let's take a look at this. Right now, it's just spinning. Oh no, this is just for. Oh, I didn't realize you guys can't see these windows that are popping up on. So in the pull downs at the top, see if I have so much stuff in the way. Sorry, guys. So I'm looking at the pull down up here on top. Sorry, I'm trying to get the right window. Let's close that one. Okay. Need to close this one. Yeah, so looking at the top of this one, which it's not letting me. Because this is a mess. Okay, pull this down here. So I was looking at these tools up here where it has an import tool, import local package, but doesn't seem to do that. Another thing that would be kind of cool is if there was a tool to export all sprites or be able to pick all the sprites you want to export. A nice base to work off is definitely, yeah, and that's what we originally tried to do, but I didn't know how to use GameMaker Studio, so we've been kind of at the whims of my ability to learn. So yeah, so there was no easy way to do that, but I'm pretty sure that if I tried to build this right now, it would crash all over the place, but we'll do it anyway, just for fun. Build it up for me, babies. Okay. Survey says, I refuse to work. No, it worked. We actually have a build that came up. It's blank, but it did come up, so the code was not like terribly upsetting for it, just blank. Well, it'll come up here in a second. Oh no, that's it, isn't it? Yep, that's it. Because we don't have a room start put into it or anything yet. But we do have a existence that started. So I just realized what time it is, and we are out of time for the day. We ran a little bit long today on everything else. I wanted to finish that level in Warcraft 2, Beyond the Dark Portal. But yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing this week, is putting this stuff to game. And this is a 2D game, so yeah. Our actual game looks like this. Let me see if I can get it up and running here. Oh, there it is. Oop-a-doop. This is our actual game. It's silly, but it is ours. So, and you can run around and do things and do everything works. It's just the new inventory system, or the inventory system, isn't working correctly. Yeah, but we do have the ability to do things in it, like pick things up. So there's a piece there, another piece here. There, over here, I believe there's one. Yep. Now there's another piece, I think, back here behind one of these trees here. There it is. Now we can go and give it to the otter. There's one piece. Need the right pillar. We need this piece. And then that piece. And then the top. Yeah, so we have stuff working. Now, granted, the fountain isn't running in this particular section, but if we go over to our test room, there is a version of the fountain that is running. So we can go up here and you'll see the... Oh, let's go over here. Well, guess not. This is an overbuild. Okay, well, this is our test room where we can pick everything up and see if it works, but I don't know why he's giant. I think it's because I put the wrong build up. But yeah, we have a whole world built and we're moving right along, but it just has some, obviously there's some issues. That's weird because that should have been, oh, because I was, oh, I know why. Yeah. We need that one. Copy it into there. Now it should be the right one. To run over this way. Okay, yeah, so this will have the right fountain. So this is what the fountain will look like after we put all the pieces together. But for our testing room, we just built this, and this is what we're going to do with the other thing, is to be able to test everything to make sure it works before we distribute it throughout the world. It just made sense to me. Because one of the things I noticed that if I grab a character and move them into another room, all their code goes with them. So that's a good thing. So once we finish building that by getting all the pieces, then it turns into this fountain here. So that. But this was my idea, in that we would get everything we need. Above the green line is everything that character is going to ask you for. And below the green line is going to be all the things that character gives you. So it allows us that. And then we also have all of our other statues here, which will be different levels and that kind of thing. But yay. All right. Do you think Game Maker is best for 2D games? Yes, I do. But let me rephrase that. In my career, the majority of the games that I worked on from the very beginning were written from scratch by some of the best programmers in the world. So even when they were kids, they were better programmers than I've seen in some cases, you know. But yeah, I think that for starting out, Game Maker is a really good place to cut your chops. Massive cat. Yes. So yeah, so let's close this out. I don't think I even put, did I? Oh, the day. No, I didn't do everything I was supposed to do. Nope, sure didn't. Okay. Let's go back to our logo here. How are the testing systems for game development? Are they comprehensive enough to test everything? Or are they usually a lot of individual ways of testing the different parts of the system? Are there ways to unit test automated testing? Yes, there's always ways to automate test. In fact, one of the things that Jason was really good at was putting together automation for testing and stuff like that. He did a lot of that kind of thing, which I thought was very cool. No, but anytime you can get an AI testing your game to get at least the basic bugs out, because there's some things that no matter what, you're going to have a human playing it. That's just all there is to it. And you're not going to find out what's wrong with it until a human plays it. But you can get some of the technical issues out of the way with a testing bot, an automated testing bot. Okay, let's close this up because we are way behind.